If you own a Triumph or any motorcycle at all, or if you're even thinking about buying one, this video will save you a lot of time, money, and frustration. Good morning, YouTube. My name is Chris, and welcome back to Raigeki Built. I'm a factory certified gold level Triumph technician, and today I'm breaking down the biggest mistakes Triumph owners make. Not internet myths, not forum speculation. These are real issues I see every single week working on these bikes in the shop. None of this is meant to talk down on anyone. A lot of the times, these mistakes happen because no one explains them properly. Or the information online is incomplete or just flat out wrong. If you're new to Triumph ownership, or even if you had one for a while, there's a very good chance you're making one of these mistakes. Let's get into it. Mistake number one, not riding the bike enough. This one surprises a lot of people. A lot of owners assume that riding less is actually better for the bike. In reality, modern Triumphs don't like sitting. Degraded fuel, the expensive part. The most costly issue I see from bikes that sit is degraded fuel. Over time, fuel breaks down and moisture forms inside the gas tank. That moisture leads to rust, not just in the tank itself, but also in the internal fuel pump components. What you end up with is essentially a slurry of fuel, rust, and corrosion. And if you attempt to start the bike, or even just let the fuel pump prime, that fuel, that mixture gets pushed into the lines, the rail, and the injectors. At that point, I can't guarantee a failure-free repair unless all affected components are replaced. That typically means the fuel tank, fuel pump assembly, fuel lines, fuel rail, and injector. Oil after storage. And if a bike has been sitting for an extended period of time, I recommend an oil change before putting serious miles back on the bike. Moisture, fuel dilution, and acids build up over time. Oil condition isn't just about mileage, it's also about time. Low mileage bikes that sit often end up with more problems than bikes that are ridden consistently. Battery maintenance, deep dive. The reality check. Now let's talk about the part that everyone loves to blame, the battery. In reality, the Yuasa batteries that come in these bikes are incredibly reliable. The issue isn't the hardware. It's almost always a lack of proper maintenance. Now, I'm not just saying this for the camera. Look at this. This is a box of 100 Optimate leads. Every single brand new Triumph IPDI gets one of these weatherproof premium leads installed by my hands because it's the only connection system that I trust. It makes connecting your motorcycle to a charger effortless, meaning you're actually more likely to do it. Now, for the charger itself, the Optimate 4 Quad Program Gold Series Premium Edition is the ultimate tool for your garage. You get to be the technician, and it gives you the power to choose between 4 distinct modes: lead acid, lithium, and direct connection or CAN bus connection. You must match the program to your battery's specific chemistry and the way you're going to connect to it. You can go direct to the battery through the lead I just showed you, or you can use the DIN socket on your Triumph motorcycle. Once you select the program, the microprocessor takes over to test, save, and maintain the cell. It's advanced enough to even recover discharged lead acid batteries from as low as half a volt. It even features a BMS reset for lithium batteries that have shut down for self-protection. If you are not using a microprocessor controlled unit that allows for these specific settings, then you're just guessing. And guessing is exactly how you end up back in my service bay with a brick battery. I have put the link for this exact Gold Series charger kit in the description and right here in the corner. It is an affiliate link that helps support the channel. I only recommend it because it's the only charger that I use for all the bikes in the shop. Don't guess, do it right. Mistake number 2, ignoring chain maintenance. This is one of the most common issues I deal with. Chain maintenance is often overlooked, especially by newer riders, but it has a huge impact on reliability, safety, and long-term cost. Common problems I see. The most frequent issues are chains that are never cleaned, chains that are never lubricated, and chains adjusted too tight or too loose. Any one of these can cause problems. Combined, they can get expensive quite quickly. Over-tight chains, the hidden damage. An over-tight chain can damage output shaft bearings, cause premature wear to the chain and sprockets, and in severe cases, fail catastrophically, which can damage the engine or seriously injure the rider. This is one of those adjustments where tighter is better is not true at all. Loose chains are just as dangerous. A chain that's too loose isn't harmless either. I've seen loose chains separate from the sprockets and end up slapping the crankcase. At best, that's expensive. At worst, it can lock up or fail while riding. A quick note on shaft-driven bikes. If your bike is shaft-driven, the issue doesn't disappear. It just shifts. Neglected final drive oil can lead to accelerated wear and costly repairs if it's ignored. The best practice? The solution is simple, but it has to be done consistently. Clean, lubricate, and adjust at regular intervals, or service the final drive oil on shaft-driven models. A few minutes of maintenance can prevent thousands of dollars in repairs. Mistake number 3, letting fuel sit too long. This one ties closely into the first mistake, but it deserves its own call-out. Modern ethanol blended fuel does not age well, especially when a bike sits for extended periods. Common symptoms I see. When fuel has been sitting too long, owners often experience poor idle, hard starting, rough or inconsistent running conditions, or fuel injector issues. These symptoms are often blamed on sensors or electronics, when the root cause is simply old fuel. Why this happens? Ethanol attracts moisture, and as fuel degrades, it leaves behind deposits and varnish. As we already covered earlier, this can also contribute to rusting of the fuel tank and internal fuel system components, which compounds the problem over time. Best practice? The solution depends on how you ride. If you ride regularly, keep fresh fuel in it. If the bike sits, use a quality fuel stabilizer. And if you're storing it long term, drain the system properly. A little planning here prevents a lot of drivability issues later. Mistake number 4, leaving the bike outside unprotected. Not everyone has a garage, and I get that. But long-term exposure to the elements does take a toll, even on modern bikes. First things first, if you have a new bike and leave the tank stickers or factory decals on long-term, especially outdoors, I see problems. Over time, the adhesive can etch into the paint or plastic finish. Then, when the sticker eventually starts to deteriorate and you decide to take the sticker off, the damage is already done. What you're left with is uneven fading, discoloration, or surface texture differences that are very noticeable, especially on darker colors. Other long-term exposure issues. Extended outdoor storage can also lead to UV damage to paint, plastics, or rubber components. Corrosion on fasteners, spokes, or exposed hardware. Switch gear problems from moisture intrusion. wiring insulation breaking down over time. These aren't immediate failures. They're slow, cumulative problems that add up. Mistake number 5, not washing the bike or washing it wrong. This one goes both ways. Some owners don't wash their bikes at all. Others wash them, but wash them incorrectly. Both can cause real problems over time. Not washing, slow, hidden damage. If you ride in areas where road salt is used, or you live near the coast or do seaside rides, this is especially important. Not washing the bike can lead to salt buildup, corrosion on fasteners, hardware, and aluminum components. Seized fasteners, which turn basic services into a much bigger job later. This damage happens gradually, so a lot of owners don't notice it until something needs to come off. Washing incorrectly, different problems. On the other side of it, washing the bike the wrong way can be just as harmful. I see issues caused by high pressure water forced into wheel bearings, steering bearings, and suspension pivots. Electrical issues that don't show up immediately, but appear weeks later after moisture works its way in. Pressure washers and aggressive spraying are common causes here, if not used properly. Best practice? The goal is to clean the bike, not flood it. Use low pressure water, gentle cleaners, and avoid spraying directly into bearings, seals, switchgear components, and electrical connectors. Done correctly, washing protects the bike rather than damaging it. Mistake number 6, not using the warranty. This one costs owners money, and it doesn't have to. First and foremost, new Triumph motorcycles come with a 2-year unlimited mileage warranty. The Tiger 1200s come with a 3-year unlimited mileage warranty. Use it. Put miles on the bike. Yes, you'll still need to spend money on regular maintenance, but think about it this way. The bulk of your hard-earned money was already spent buying the motorcycle. You might as well enjoy it. Why riding under the warranty matters. Riding the bike and addressing issues early helps work out small problems while they're still covered. Don't be afraid to bring concerns to your service department. That's what the warranty is for. When issues are documented early, it protects you, not the manufacturer. What I hear all the time. I hear this phrase constantly. It's doing something weird. I'll wait. That's how covered issues become out-of-pocket repairs. Recalls or service campaigns get missed. Small problems turn into expensive ones. Waiting rarely saves money. Mistake number 7, overloading the electrical system. This mistake is more common than you'd think, especially with aftermarket accessories. OEM accessories are designed specifically for your bike. Aftermarket options can seem tempting. They are often cheaper, but they may not integrate properly with your bike's electrical system. Common aftermarket add-ons. You got your heated grips, your auxiliary lighting, USB chargers, and GPS units. It's easy to stack multiple devices and suddenly push the bike beyond its limits. What can go wrong? Overloading the system can lead to CAN bus faults, parasitic drains, intermittent starting, or electrical gremlins. These problems are frustrating because they can appear intermittently and are hard to diagnose and often turn a simple upgrade into a costly headache. Why OEM or well-planned installs matter. Using OEM accessories or planning aftermarket installs carefully have multiple benefits. Number 1, the install is cleaner. You avoid ending up with a rat's nest of wires. Components integrate properly, reducing the risk of electrical faults. Best practice? I'm not saying you have to be an electrical engineer, but planning your accessories carefully matters. Know the bike's electrical limits and prioritize OEM or properly rated components. A little planning here saves a lot of headaches later. Mistake number 8, mods before maintenance. Exhausts and performance mods are definitely fun, but sometimes they get in the way of keeping the bike healthy. I often see bikes with skip maintenance, existing mechanical issues, or warranty complications. Adding mods without a solid maintenance foundation can magnify small problems or make them harder to fix. Best practice? Too many times I've seen people deck out their bike with exhaust modifications, performance upgrades, or cosmetic changes, but the rest of the bike is completely neglected. Rule of thumb, baseline maintenance first, mods later. Your bike will run better, last longer, and won't accidentally turn a small issue into a costly repair. Mistake number 9, not reading the owner's manual. This one seems obvious, but you'd be surprised by how often it's overlooked. The owner's manual covers everything you need to know. Service intervals, chain specifications, fluid types, warning lights, it's all right there. No guessing required. The best practice? You don't need to memorize every single detail, but you should understand it. Think of the owner's manual as your motorcycle's Bible, the definitive guide to keeping your bike running right. And if you want a real deep dive, the service manual is the actual Bible to all things technical. Mistake number 10, low miles does not equal better bike. This is the one that surprises a lot of people. A bike with low miles isn't automatically better. I'd much rather buy a bike with 20,000 miles with outstanding surface records than a 10-year-old bike that only has 500 miles. Why mileage matters? The coolest thing you can put on a motorcycle is miles. Riding the bike works out the kinks, identifies issues early, and keeps everything lubricated and functioning. Think of it like this: ride, brake, fix, repeat. That's how you keep the bike healthy, and that's how the bike earns its reliability over time. Most of these mistakes aren't about negligence. They're about not knowing. And that's a wrap. Those are the top 10 biggest mistakes I see Triumph owners make. Remember, this isn't about scaring anyone. It's about keeping your bike reliable, safe, and fun to ride. From not riding the bike enough, to overloading the electrical systems, to thinking low miles automatically means a better bike, each of these mistakes come down to understanding your motorcycle and maintaining it properly. Let's do a quick recap. Ride the bike consistently, maintain your chain and fluids, don't let your fuel sit, protect it from the elements, wash it properly, use your warranty, plan accessories carefully, do maintenance before mods, read the owner's manual. Remember, low miles aren't better. Miles are the coolest thing you can put on your bike. I want to hear from you. Have you made any of these mistakes? Or did something here surprise you? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Also, if this video helped you, smash that like button and subscribe for more Triumph tips and tech advice. Share it with your riding buddies so they don't make the same mistakes too. Ride it, break it, fix it, repeat. Enjoy every single mile. That's the best way to build a bike that lasts and riding experience that you'll never forget.